This has got to be a perfect topic now that the new school year is just underway. We've got Stephanie Vrsnik and Robin Kincaid. You're both involved with Nevada PEP. First of all, could you tell us what Nevada PEP is? Because I don't imagine everybody knows.
Nevada PEP is a parent training and information center. We're statewide, so we cover the entire state of Nevada, and we're helping families who may have a child that either learns differently or has a disability or a delay in their development. We're helping families that have children ages 0 through 26. Nevada PEP has been around for over 20 years, helping the community find resources, maybe some one-on-one advocacy. And what we're most proud of is our trainings and our webinars out there to give the community more information so that they can feel comfortable as they are looking for resources and finding ways to help their child be more successful.
Robin, the umbrella that you're talking about covered by Nevada PEP, you're saying kids who learn differently, children with disabilities. This has got to be a big number of families affected because you do the whole state of Nevada.
It is a big number. We have helped over 17,000 families in the last year, and we know that there are approximately 50 to 55,000 children in Nevada that do receive specialized instruction or special education or accommodations of some fashion. So we know that there are children out there and their families often are not sure how to navigate this journey.
But they've got you to help.
Yes.
Yeah, and the unique thing about Nevada PEP is we are all connected to someone that's very close to us, a immediate family member, a child with a disability. So we walk in those shoes 24/7, and we understand what parents are going through.
Well, Stephanie, I think if I recall from our discussion last year, both you and Robin got involved with Nevada PEP through having a child who falls within this big, wide, I keep referring to it as an umbrella, but so many kids are affected, and that's how both of you came to be part of Nevada PEP.
Yes, my son is diagnosed with autism, and when he was diagnosed back in 86, 87, nobody knew what autism was. Totally lost, didn't know what to do, where to go. There was no internet. You had to go to the library. You had to do research. And when we moved to Nevada, my husband was military. Nevada PEP had just started with their first grant. I was told about the organization and I applied, and at that time there was 3 people, me and 2 other people. You know, a one-line phone, a very small office, and we were just helping families.
Well, you're mentioning specifically autism, and I know we do discuss that topic many times. Linda Taché is in with me a lot with Grant to Gift Autism Foundation, talking about her son and talking about kids in general with autism. When they are given the right opportunities, it's amazing what they can do. Nobody would choose to have that for their child, and it's a definite challenge in so many ways, but I'm just amazed at what they end up doing. They have so many abilities.
They're very talented.
Yes.
My son works at the Nellis Air Force Base Commissary. He's been there for 13 years. He works 8-hour days, and he does the produce section with all the salads. He lines up all the salad. He takes a 10-minute break to the tea. His work ethic is unbelievable. They just love him there because he is such a good worker, and he loves what he does.
And the reason why he's able to do this and be such a good, functioning, productive member of society is because he got the right instruction along the way.
Absolutely, and the support. They support him, and they learn how to communicate with him, and that makes him a better person, a better employee. So it works out for everybody.
Well, once kids who become adults are comfortable in the way that they're dealt with, it opens up so many doors.
It does, absolutely.
Nevada PEP can help with families. I would imagine that this is a service available to families of kids with any kind of learning challenge, a disability of any sort.
Yes.
And it would not be something you're charging for.
No.
You're just opening your arms and saying, we're all into families. We're into helping kids who need special attention and special instruction to get along.
We want to educate parents how to advocate for their child, because if you don't have those tools, then you don't know. Your child needs to get the right services. So our job is to educate parents because they're their child's best advocate.
You were saying that you've got different webinars and different topics and opportunities for parents so that they are the best helper that they could possibly be for their kids.
Right. And Robin can go into more trainings, but all of our trainings are free of charge to families. Our webinars, our services, everything everything we do for families is free of charge.
And that's what I'm here to do, is to raise awareness. Robin, we talked about Stephanie's connection to Nevada PEP, how she came into the fold. What kind of situation brought you along?
A very similar situation. My husband and I and my daughter Kayla moved to Nevada when she was 5. And so I quickly got connected kind of in the community and heard about Nevada PEP and actually used their services and decided that I was going to leave the corporate world that I had been living in, basically in California, where I was working for manufacturing companies as a purchasing director. And I decided that I was done with that kind of work and I wanted to do something that was very meaningful and that would make a difference and that would touch the lives of different families. And so I had the opportunity to do that, and it's been a great adventure. I've been with Nevada PEP over 17 years. I'll be 18 years next March, and I'm excited every day. I mean, the passion is still as strong as it was when I first started this work. My daughter is now 24 and a young adult, and we continue to teach her every day more and more skills. She's done some working in preschools. She is actively doing some volunteer work at this time, but we're constantly looking for more doors to open to continue to build her skills.
It's exciting. Well, raising awareness, and you both came to look for Nevada PEP and look for what options were out there for your children when you moved into the state.
Right.
And I would imagine that as much as we have grown, specifically in southern Nevada, even though Nevada PEP covers the whole state, as much as we've grown, that there are a lot of families coming into our midst who have these needs, and they're probably looking around going, gosh, I wonder what Nevada has that can help us. And Nevada PEP is a great option. Now, Robin, we were talking about some of the things that you can offer to families as far as training opportunities, or...
We're going to connect them with other community partners out there, whether it be a regional center, whether it be particular groups that specialize in a specific disability, but try to get them connected of what resources are out there so they can apply. And then sometimes we have questions regarding Social Security, how to access different Medicaid waivers. Those are other things that families are looking for. They might be looking for a speech pathologist or a way of doing some low-cost types of services, whether it be OT or physical therapy. So we're trying to be those kinds of resources as well as helping them with the school questions as well. And so you're right, there are a lot of new families that move in. They're saying, how do I get connected in this community? It's a bit fragmented. We're not a great one-stop. You go to one place and get everything. That's something that Nevada is definitely behind on versus other communities in different states where you might go to like one center. But we're trying to help families, whether their children might have hearing impairment or vision or mobility, all sorts of things, whether it might be equipment that they are looking for, we can steer them in a direction of someone who has that, or whether or not it might be something that they feel is going to help their child be able to make more progress.
Even though all of these different agencies or different options that are available throughout the state of Nevada, even though you're not under the same address, you still, with Nevada PEP, can act as somewhat of a clearinghouse or a center of information to point them in the right direction.
That's correct. We are a parent training and information center. So our goal is to do that.
Right. And for our military families, because we are a military town, Nevada PEP has information in their welcome packets for military families who have children with disabilities. So when they come to Nellis, they have the information about PEP. That is their first point that they contact us.
You know, Stephanie, one of the things, too, I remember us discussing this a little bit when you both were in last year. Here are these children and these families who have kids with these disabilities of some sort, or, as you said, learn differently or have different impediments. They're already dealing with extra things, but when they get out into a school environment or with neighborhood children, a lot of times it's those kids with special needs who also end up being discriminated against or bullied. We talked about bullying last year, as I recall. And also something exciting that came out of that discussion was the fact that the state of Nevada actually is ahead of the curve when it comes to anti-bullying efforts.
That's correct. They have passed, again, some additional legislation in the last session that really we're starting to see how it plays out, where schools just must investigate when there are allegations regarding bullying. we think it has actually improved the situation because schools have become such more accountable. We've also been addressing a little bit of if there's adult bullying a student, for example, and that has been addressed through state complaints and other means to try to resolve issues if the school is not taking a hands-on approach to resolve the problem and stop the bullying.
And this is not a small, insignificant issue. We've lost children because they've been bullied to the point where they just say, I can't be here anymore.
Yeah.
And suicides because of bullying, that should never happen.
You know, Terry, just a couple of statistics off the top of my head. Every 7 minutes, a child is bullied on the playground. And 43% of children get bullied in the bathroom. So can you imagine being in school, needing to use the bathroom, but being so afraid that the bully might be in there that you just don't go? That's just not right.
That's just sad.
Our kids need to be safe in school. It should be a safe learning environment for all kids.
And these kids, too, specifically that we're talking about, whose families have come to Nevada PEP for some assistance, they especially deal with these things. I mean, I don't think any child is exempt from bullying. That's a terrible fact. But in these days of social media, it's like kids can't get away from it. And so we need to make this a big enough priority because losing children to this and having them suffer in so many ways is so wrong.
It is. It is very wrong.
Students with disabilities are 2 to 3 times more likely to be bullied. And some of the factors that affect that is their response mechanisms, how they respond when bullying starts, or also the fact that they may be a bit isolated. The peer isolation is a big factor as well. One of the things in legislation that is good too is parent notification became stronger. And so parents or anyone that's involved in bullying, whether you might be even a bystander, whether or not you might be the bully or the target of bullying, now must be notified by the school that there is an investigation that's taking place. And so we think that that is also probably helping. So families can be at least part of working on this and solving the problems.
I love some of the efforts that are happening. They come from all areas. And I have had a couple of discussions this summer with the Josh Stevens Foundation and their Be Kind campaign, which really appeals to me. I've got the T-shirt, I wear it around, the idea of being kind and bringing that onto school campuses. I know that they have had such a positive impact and that they've been involved in hundreds of schools. I love anything positive that also attempts to address the issue. I heard very recently about the nasty tone of our presidential campaign this year and how there has been so much slinging and aspersions cast on different racial groups and hatred. And they said that they are fearful that this also could have a negative effect when it comes to bullying. Because I think we're making progress, but then you come up with something like this bizarre, I can't think of another word for it, presidential campaign that has just been so nasty and points fingers at groups and people. It's been suggested that this could actually have a negative impact on our efforts against bullying.
Well, and our kids are watching that. They're seeing that. They're hearing that. The role models for the children are doing what we're telling our children not to do. So it will impact. I mean, if they say, well, this high-profile politician did it, so it must be okay, what do you say to that?
I don't know. Do you have a family discussion where you say, it's not okay? It's not okay for them, and it's not okay for us.
That's right.
And it's not okay for anybody, and one of these days we'll all stand up and say, we're not going to put up with that kind of behavior.
Right.
One of the things that we also do when we're talking to parents and in the community and even in schools is that we try to encourage kids to really pledge to be a kid against bullying. And so we have these bookmarks that we give out, and we can certainly leave some with you, but I think that they are a way of trying to get kids to take a stand. And the other thing is just teach all children to be good bystanders. I know Clark County School District uses the term upstander, and both are ways to get kids to say, we don't do bullying at my school. In other words, just lay it out there, because some kids are not going to handle it well. And so the child's being bullied might be cowering or not having a good response, and then the bully is not paying any attention. So when another child intervenes, quite frequently the bullying stops by taking that stand.
That one person gets to make a difference. Each one of us has the opportunity when presented with a situation. Even though it's not directed at me, I'm not going to stand here and put up with that. That's wrong. We all know it's wrong. It's a hard thing to stand up. I would imagine that a lot of kids think about it. It's so important for all of us to say that we're just not going to put up with it.
Right. The other thing that we're seeing significantly increasing all the time is the cyberbullying. I am the chair of the Southern Nevada Anti-Bullying Council, which is a council developed through the Clark County School District, which brings community stakeholders, like you mentioned, Josh Stevens and others, the Anti-Defamation League, and other people that are out there doing anti-bullying efforts together. We were looking at some data the other day, and approximately like 497 reports, I believe, in 2014 on cyberbullying, and all 497 were substantiated. So once kids participate in cyberbullying, it's really not very negotiable whether or not the bullying has occurred or hasn't occurred. So kids have to learn very clearly that that's not something that they can manage to figure out whether or not it's going to go in their favor or not. The evidence is significant.
I'm in a building full of people who are all over social media for all of our radio stations. So we're very active. And there's nothing entertaining about being mean to someone, one-on-one or in a more open forum. Posting it on Facebook or sending a private message or putting a tweet out there, whatever method, it all adds up to the same thing. It's not acceptable. The stuff that you do to kids stays with them when they're laying in bed at night and they're trying to go to sleep, when they're by themselves, when they're in a classroom in their own thoughts. It can't be tolerated. Do you think we're making some headway in this area because we're recognizing it as an issue, as a problem that needs to be addressed?
I think we're making some headway with some of that awareness. What we're trying to help parents understand is the permanency of what their kids might post. Also, are we allowing kids to post without supervision, maybe too young? You know, those are some of the factors, because what they don't realize is what they did at 2 a.m. is going to affect them the next morning when they get to school, because the schools, if they're made aware of it, then they're going to have to do their investigation and have to apply discipline. And so they may act like, well, I'm not in the school building. We're trying to teach parents that the cyberbullying, which involves another student, is still a school issue. But sometimes that's not always clear to families.
The social media world is here to stay, and it's a good thing in most cases, but there are some downsides to it. It's like the dark side of social media, the way that it can affect kids, and that's just not right. We've got Stephanie Vrsnik and Robin Kincaid with us today from Nevada PEP. We always ask, what can we do to help? Because the show is talking solutions, so that's the ultimate goal. Is there anything our listeners can do to help the efforts of Nevada PEP?
There's several things the audience can do. Get the word out about Nevada PEP and the services that we provide to families, because when a family calls us and they've been struggling for the last 2 or 3 years and they say, I wish I would have known about PEP 3 years ago. They've been going through such torment, and then all of a sudden they find us and they're so excited that they found us. So getting the word out about Nevada PEP. Another thing is, we are a nonprofit organization. We are always accepting donations, and we're always looking for volunteers. Our volunteers are very important to us because some of the things that they do for us, things that the staff don't have to do. Our bulk mailings, when we mail out over 14,000 pieces, our volunteers do that for us. They do our information packets, they do our training packets, and that helps us to be able to work with more families. So they can help us by volunteering.
That's great. You've got a lot of ways that people can step up and help.
Absolutely.
How would they go about getting a hold of you, Stephanie?
Call Nevada PEP at 702-388-8899 or go on our website at nvpep.org. They can sign up to be a volunteer on our website, or they can make a monetary donation.
I will make sure that all of the links are also available on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of today's discussion. I would imagine that those numbers for Nevada PEP and the website as well are a great place for parents to go if they're needing the information and they need to start finding out about the wonderful things that Nevada PEP has to offer.
Yes. And if we have a few more minutes, I'd like to talk about the Run, Walk, Roll.
That's another way to help right there.
Absolutely. This is our 6th annual Run, Walk, Roll against bullying. It's on Saturday, September 24th at UNLV. What we've done with this event is we've reached out to our community partners to sponsor a Title I school, a school with low-income families, and sponsor that school, which entails up to 75 individuals to attend the event free of charge. They get a free anti-bullying t-shirt. The school receives a 6 by 8 foot banner, an anti-bullying banner, to display for the entire month of October, which is National Bullying Awareness Month. Last year, we had 14 schools sponsored and over 1,000 participants. This year, we have 22 schools sponsored, so there's going to be over 1,500 participants at this event. This is also a 5K run, so people can sign up online to run or to walk. Last year, it was pretty moving to see 14 different schools walking with their banners to take a stand against bullying. It raises awareness and it brings families together. We have mascots, we have face painting, we have raffle prizes. It's a great family event. Saturday, September 24th at UNLV.
The UNLV campus is a beautiful place. And on a Saturday in September.
It's beautiful. And this year, we are so excited. We've got 9 Findlay auto dealerships on board that are sponsoring schools. Findlay has really stepped up to take a stand against bullying with Nevada PEP. We are one of their community spotlight partners. And like I said, 9 dealerships stepped up and said, we are going to sponsor a Title I school. We're excited about that.
Did you say the number this year is 22 schools?
22 schools.
That's great. It's growing.
It is.
All the better.
It is. Yep. Well, we're all excited about it.
It sounds like a great day. We'll have all the information on the Run, Walk, Roll against bullying. I know we were talking about that when we got together last year. That's what gets you to call me every year and say, hey, we're coming. I love it when you come in. I think the biggest thing of all is to raise awareness.
Yep.
Families are not on their own. Stephanie and Robin, you both found out that by coming into this family, that is Nevada PEP, that you can share that experience of having a special needs child, different ways that they learn. In some cases, autism is what the household is dealing with, helping against bullying, all the information that you're providing. And it's this family of families.
Yeah.
Who all share common experiences.
Exactly. Having a child with a disability impacts the entire family, and we all know that. So families together, working together to help parents.
We love getting the word out. What am I forgetting, Robin, Stephanie?
Starting the school year, we know that there's going to be incidents of bullying. And so we really want to encourage families to document and report bullying. Often they may think, well, I told someone in the hallway, in the parking lot, but we need them to document. Documentation is going to be at the point where the school is going to start that investigation. So let's have this school year be a year where families are concerned about bullying, they take that action and they document it. And then that investigation occurs. Then we also remember, how can we help both the bully and the target of bullying? How can we work with both of those children to improve their skills? How can we make that target of bullying to be more confident, have more assurance, have a plan of how they're going to handle the bullying, whether it be a direct or an indirect response? And how can we help the bully? How can we teach that child more empathy, more understanding, more acceptance? Those are the things that I would love to see this school year bring, is that kids have access to their school and not feel afraid or scared, and that children learn the skills they need so that they grow up as adults that are kind and are humble and accept all, and that all of our children with disabilities do have the access to things that they need at school or in the community.
That's the kind of world that we want to live in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if everybody from all sides helps. What you're saying too, Robin, is when a child experiences this, it's not enough to just say, I told them that something happened in the parking lot. But like you said, it needs to be documented, because when it does go through the proper channels, which are open and there for everyone to help, that's when the state laws and the regulations kick in, where the schools need to do certain things. They make the parents aware. They make a history, a document of what's going on so that we do have a record of it. That's part of the solution. And I think getting those impediments out of the way of our school kids helps to improve their school experience, their learning capabilities. It helps them perform better. And if we can just do everything we can to remove that, I know it's a hard thing because there's a lot that exists out there, but I don't think we can give up. Every kid is equally important in not having to deal with this.
It is. When the parents call, they're scared. They're frightened. They know their children have to go to school, but they're not sure what's going to happen next. They want their children to be safe. So when you're worried about your child, or your child is acting like they don't want to go to school, or they're not feeling well, we know that sometimes the story comes out in small pieces. And so we may not have all the information, but we need to take some action, document it, let the school investigate. We don't ever suggest parents take the matters in their own hands, like telling the child to fight back or to go talk to the other parent. Absolutely not. Need to let the process, it will play out and it will work if parents document and are persistent about making sure that the investigation is ongoing and complete. If they disagree with the investigation, there are other things that they can do. So we want to help them when they are feeling sometimes powerless to help their children. Those are the calls that we definitely want to hear from. If families are out there are concerned and they don't know what to do next, please give our office a call. We'd be more than happy to talk with them.
And you can find out information at nvpep.org. What I'm hearing as far as what is available from Nevada PEP statewide. In both of your cases, Stephanie and Robin, you both came looking for Nevada PEP or a service that could assist you with your children when you moved into Nevada. So a lot of times, as you mentioned, being a military kind of town like Las Vegas and Southern Nevada is, we've got all these families coming in through the military, and that included in their welcome packets is information about Nevada PEP. If you have a child who has learning difficulties, if they learn differently, if they have impediments like autism, which is not just the child, the entire family deals with all of these things. Nevada PEP is a great place to start. Plus, you can act as a clearinghouse to help point them in the direction if they need help that is not provided directly by Nevada PEP. A lot of great reasons to check in and also to get information off the website, I'm sure, about the 6th annual Walk, Run, Roll Against Bullying, Saturday, September 24th on the beautiful UNLV campus. You got a lot of things going on. It sounds like a great time. What a wonderful family day.
We have Ricardo Laguna, who is a BMX professional rider.
Oh, the kids will love that.
He will be leading the walk with his bike and be doing some tricks and flips with his bike for the kids.
Run, Walk, Roll Against Bullying. Once again, that information can be found on the website at nvpep.org. Anything else that I need to get in for you?
We hope families will join us on that day. We'd love to see them. There's going to be lots of information about bullying at the event, information they can pick up about how to develop a plan for a child that's being bullied. We're going to be at the Moyer Student Union out there with information. I believe the course is also going to have some information about bullying as well.
Yeah, throughout the running course, we post statistics about bullying. So while the runners...
So they learn where they go.
Exactly. And like you mentioned, it's a beautiful campus. And the run is just beautiful because it just goes all through the whole campus of UNLV.
Nice family day.
It'll be a nice family day.
Yep.
Starting early in the morning, so it will be cool.
Yes.
It's a beautiful time of the year. We should take advantage. The 100 degrees,
right,
those are gone. All those 100-degree plus highs.
This really kicks off October, which is nationally known as Bullying Prevention Month. And so that's one of the reasons, too, that we do it. And then the Week of Respect, which is in the first week in October, established by our Governor Sandoval. And so that is another reason why we're getting families ready to focus in on that. And there will be a tremendous amount of Clark County School District activities during that first week in October to also celebrate the Week of Respect. All about teaching kids how to use good social skills and get along with each other, have empathy and acceptance.
All the stuff that school kids have to deal with, their lives are tough enough. I know people who are out working every day are like, oh, they've got it easy. No, they don't. And when you have other elements in their life, like dealing with bullying, especially through social media, sources like that, these kids don't need that in their path. We need to give them the skills to achieve and to excel. We need to take those stumbling blocks out of the way. And Nevada PEP can help with that dramatically. nvpep.org, as we mentioned. The phone number for the office is 702-388-8899. We'll have all the information on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a copy of our discussion today.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Stephanie, Robin, can we make this an annual thing?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm
Absolutely.
up for it. I look forward to it. Have a great event, and let us know anytime we can help you spread the word here on Talking Solutions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talking Solutions is a production of the Community Relations Department here at Beasley Media Group, Las Vegas. Get more information on today's topic on our Talking Solutions page on Facebook, where you will also find links and a podcast of today's show. Thanks for listening, and have a great week.